Hello, and welcome to Super Inclusive Saturday. I am live on the air on Saturday evening, June 20th of 2020, during the great American Proletarian Cultural Revolution. Okay, where the movement splits into factions, and then the factions split into factions. Everybody's denouncing everybody for not being whatever enough and being too much of the other thing. Okay, now, but while those factions split into factions and denounce each other for not being enough of the other thing, Maxwell, hello, Ron, hello to you. You're up this late. Does Maxwell sleep in Russia? It must be overnight in Russia. Okay, but he might be like me and got up at a crazily early hour. So we had an adventure today because I love to look at maps. Well, why do you think I taught geography? But I wanted to be a cartographer at one time, but it's a lot of math involved in that. You had to be a real math expert. But I wanted to be a cartographer. But when I was in high school, but I was looking at these areas in New Orleans and Belle Chase, these highways I had never been on, and old roads. So I told my friend David, I said, I'm going to take a ride down there, an adventure. And he said, okay. And then he on the phone later, he said, you can come by and pick me up. I want to go see. He wanted to go see. So he was saying, he grew up in the New Orleans area. He never lived in New Orleans, the city limits, but he grew up in the area. And then I don't live in New Orleans, but I have two sisters that live in the city and many other relatives. So, but he was saying, I never been around here, all these areas full of ranches and horse farms. And so that was a pretty good driving adventure. Hello, Ronald Sutton in Ohio.
Hello. How are you tonight?
Huh?
Hello.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Okay. You doing okay?
Yeah, I was talking about this driving adventure we went on. And then we went to Restaurante El Paso on, what's the name of that? Oh, Louisiana Highway 23, Belle Chase Highway. So and the food was really good. We just complained because we got clipped on the water. There was kind of a rip off on the water. Now, then we did beer reviews at his house back on the other side of the river. And, but like I was saying, he was fascinated that they had all these rural areas in the city limits with horses and big, huge areas of land and even deep, thick woods. And he was saying, but these trees don't look too thick. It's like the woods were only like, I said, well, maybe it was a big plantation and 100 years ago it closed and then it got overgrown or something. He said, yeah, that makes sense.
They have controlled burns down there. They'll burn a patch of woods.
Here's James. Now, I'm in Louisiana. We have Ronald in Ohio, Eastern Ohio. I'm in Southeastern Louisiana. We have James P. Madonna in Northeastern New Jersey. And so so it's a fun driving adventure today. Use some gas up, but that's okay. I didn't buy a truck not to drive it. Well, tonight I'm going to do Monday's taste challenge. So Monday I'm not going to do a taste challenge. Well, I don't feel like doing it Monday anyway. So today I'm going to do Monday's slide. I already marked it off on my calendar book. Okay.
You're not going to do a Dawn Busters Monday morning. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Okay.
I'll do one Tuesday morning, but for this, I'm doing Monday right now. And look, hello, Piranha Madonna. Hyper.
Hold on for a second. I was just doing something. What somebody said hello? Hi, Danny Zappa. Are you related to the late Frank Zappa, the late great Frank Zappa, musician,
I saw him
guitar
in
player,
concert.
songwriter?
Pittsburgh Civic Arena. Saw him in concert in 79, 80, something like that.
Valley girl, she's a valley. That was his daughter singing, right?
Yeah.
Moon
Moon Unit.
Valley girl. It's like a satire on stupid American rich girls, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, James, have you ever queued up The Dark Side of the Moon to the third War of the Lion on The Wizard of Oz? It's amazing how it synchronizes like that.
You know, one of the Munchkins hung himself during the taping
In the back scene. Yeah, it was a back scene.
of one scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you queue it up, it's to the third War of the Lion. You queue up your wow, what the hell did I just call it? To the Lion. Yeah. It's amazing. It's the correlation. It's amazing the correlation we had last Wednesday night about the chicken beer. What was the odds of that? You know, what was the odds? You know, lay $1 down. What's the odds of you having a chicken beer and me having a chicken beer?
At the same, you had the speckled hen and I had the lucky chicken. You know what? The midget that hung himself probably got kicked out of the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah. We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild.
He came up short, so they threw him out.
Yeah, yuck.
Now I'm going to show you what I've got tonight. Now I've been doing Crown Royal in the showcases, and I've only gotten it wrong once, and I think I've gotten it right those 8 out of 9 times. 8 out of 9 times. So
you're getting pretty good at it.
I like the crown on the pillow. I like to have a pillow like that. I think you like that logo. That's why you're always showing it. That label.
Well, it's just their logo. So I'm getting through the bottle. I got a lot left. That's the reason why I bought a big bottle, because it's so famous. Crazy. Now, here's the competitor. The competitor is the lowly and not regarded or even known Canadian Crest. Well, this is sort of like the Chuck Wepner of Canadian whiskey, and Crown Royal is sort of like the Cassius Clay, and so I cannot see. We would say, oh, this is going to be a fiasco. This is a special blend. Yeah, it's special, all right. That's why I got it for $5.99. $5.99.
Is it a glass bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, a bargain and a glass bottle to boot.
Yeah, it's approved, and then it says on here, approved by John James. Who in the world is John James? I do not know.
That's Jesse James's cousin.
Yeah. Now later tonight on this hangout, I have something I bought on the road trip today. Not the food. I ate all the food. I had the 3 enchiladas with the.
You all right? You okay? Hold on. He was making like a chicken. He was bobbing like this.
Well, I got that chicken beer. I mean, I had to get out of the sunlight. I wasn't getting a good picture.
I was worried about it. All right.
Is that a better picture now? Don't I look good? Look at me, man. Oh, man. I'm like an Adonis.
Oh, now I wanted to put this out here. This is no joke. I had to knock somebody out of our hangouts due to profanity. I told the guy so many times, but he just wouldn't control it, or he couldn't control it. So I told him, I said, well, I gave you 3 shots and you blew it. He didn't argue. He didn't. He knew. So now, yeah. So we just want to.
I'm doing what Ronald J. Terrio does. When trolls come in and have nothing to contribute to the show except agitate and get under your skin, I just block them. I don't even engage hardly at all with them. I just block them.
Yeah, because what they want is attention, you know. So, I mean, I got the best bargain on the internet, but they're not going to take that deal, right?
No, you know, by engaging with people like that, you're only, the show looks less professional. It's best to.
I do not tolerate they're idiots. I do not tolerate idiots.
Yeah, you can't fix
cure.
You can't fix.
You can't fix stupid.
No.
Yeah, you can't fix stupid.
And if
you're in the right, we're in the right thing. But yeah, it's amazing the hypocrisy. You know, I get the drift that you're a Democrat there, Jay, but the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party is beyond me.
I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm an independent.
I didn't say you, James. I said Jay.
Oh,
I think Jay's a Democrat. Yeah.
Well,
it's amazing.
I'm a registered Democrat, but I'm more of a Grover Cleveland Democrat. But he hasn't been president.
Cleveland, Ohio. He was like the heaviest president. He was like the fattest president we ever had. He weighed like 600 pounds.
I heard Harding was a real corrupt bastard. President Harding.
Yeah, you're thinking of Taft. Now we got Alex from New Jersey. Now, Alex, we're going to get to you in a minute. Now, Ronald, we want to keep things moving along. Ronald, do you have any
South Jersey to the north?
Right, south, and you're in the north. Ronald, do you have any particular thing you want to talk about?
I was waiting for Nina to come on because she made
Nina.
reference. Nina.
Nina?
Sorry.
Yeah.
I worked with a girl. It was spelled the same, and she called it Nina. But anyhow, I got two of them speckled hens left, and she made comment on it the other night. So I was kind of waiting for her to join before I poured it.
Yeah, I was hoping she'd join. She might jump in. Okay, now Alex. Sorry, James. Anything you want to showcase?
Yeah. Yes, I do. I have another Japanese beer. I have the same brewery, except instead of the Lucky Chicken, I have the Lucky Cat.
Oh,
the Lucky Gato.
Look at that.
In Spanish, the gato, el gato. So I got the Lucky Cat, and I guess I'll call him Felix. He's got a top hat on, and it's the same brewery, you know, as the Lucky Chicken. But this is a white ale, I believe. Hold on. Kizakura Brewery, the Lucky Beer, which always brings good luck as a partner. Well, it's good luck to the owner of the brewery, I would say. But this one is 5% instead of 5.5 alcohol, and it is a white ale, and that's what I brought.
That's pretty cool. We drank a white ale today at my friend David's house from Florida, called Florida Cracker.
Yeah. The people from Florida are very sensitive about that term. I had one friend of mine get angry with me, and then I had to apologize. But anyway,
that's the name of the beer.
Yeah, Varanzano. I think it's Valanzano Winery in South Jersey, by the Pine Barrens. They're the ones that make the blueberry wine and the cranberry wine that I love. I think it's Valanzano, something like that.
I like blueberry wine. Blueberry wine's a good. I don't care who makes it. They make blueberry wine. It's good.
It was great.
Now, Alex, you're there in the Garden State yourself. So, what do you have to tell us about tonight?
I don't even know. I just popped in. did. I saw.
Well, welcome, man. How you doing,
You know
brother?
what?
You doing all right tonight? You doing
I'm-
okay?
What's the title of this hangout? Super Inclusive Saturday. And what does that mean?
That's right.
You know,
You can come in,
Everybody's welcome.
you can come in.
he should play that song, Pop Goes the Weasel, because he always pops in. Da, 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 boo.
Oh, I do. There, James. I do pop in every now and then. I love it.
Yes.
Now, here, I'm going to do my showcase now, and I'm going to try to not go too long. But yeah, Super Inclusive Saturday, you can review water. You can review nothing. You could say, I'm a teetotaler, and I only drink milk, and you could review milk.
You
I
can
don't care.
review air out of a cardboard box. Nothing.
It's the best show. It's the best show there is. It really is. I mean, everybody's invited. You know, don't get rude. You'll get canned. You know, I've been canned. I came back on. I was welcome.
What
I
about
appreciate it.
what about reviewing a space sandwich? 2 slices of bread and nothing in the middle.
Right.
Interesting.
You could be religious, non-religious. You could be left wing, right wing, middle wing.
Yeah.
Hey Ron, I did respond back to you when you said, when I distracted my message. I didn't mean to do that because I thought maybe I spelled it wrong when I messaged you this morning. But I did message you back saying, hey, I'll see you tomorrow morning, by the way. I did say that.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I bought a stout today. But I've reviewed it before on there, but it's called well, I'm sorry, a porter. It's called Founders Porter. Okay, now, as we can see with these, and remember, this is Mondays, in case you think I'm doubling up on a Saturday. That is not true. I am doubling up, but I'm going to not do it Monday. So here we got the Crown is a chestnut color. There is no age statement, but we know that Crown Royal is aged at least 3 years because that's the law in Canada. The youngest any whiskey in Canada can be is 3 years, so that's the law. All right, here is the very non-famous Canadian Crest, which I think's only been on the market for like 17 years. It's much lighter in gold. I didn't even need labels at the bottom. Let's see if I get an age statement. No, it's bottled in Louisville, Kentucky, though, so it's produced in Canada, but they bottle it in Louisville. Not an unusual thing, actually. All right, you get a lot of Scotch that's bottled in New Jersey. Hold on, Ronald's got a lot of activity in the background making noise. I'm going to mute that. They bottle a lot of Scotch in Edison, New Jersey, believe it or not.
Still hear it.
Must be near the water or something. Port City or something.
It's getting louder.
Yeah, I'm rotating the glasses and they're making a scraping sound.
Oh.
All right. I got a good mic. All right. Now the nose. Well, it's very woody. This nose here is very woody. If you could imagine in your mind, folks, imagine smelling a barrel that had whiskey in it, and you smell that wet, soaked, whiskey-soaked, charred oak, and that's the aroma you get. Which I think you would like that aroma, and there's some spiciness. Where that would come from, I don't know. There's no spices added to this. It's just deep charred oak. If you don't like the smell of oak and sweet distilled grains like corn, rye, wheat, and barley, I think you'd hate it. But if you like that, if you like those, by golly, I think you'd love it. I'm going to add Ronnie, and Ronnie, I'm going to add you as soon as I'm finished with the showcase. So hold tight, and I'll add anybody else too. So just wait. I'll see you down there in the waiting room. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, over here, I think I glanced and could tell which is which, but I kind of knew already. Over here. Oak barrel? No, not really. A little wood, but like toothpick wood, which I believe toothpicks are made out of oak. But
Oh, I learned something new.
over here, it's just like a yeast fermented product grain, and a little honeycomb cereal, like you would say honeycomb cereal. And I think, and maybe even some white rum. And I think that's a giveaway because I think that when that presents that flavor, that's the Canadian Crest, which is made by Sazerac. Although they don't use the name, they use an alias name saying the Founders Company. But I know the Founders Company is Sazerac. They can't hide from me. They can hide, but they can't get away. You know why? Because the U.S. government has a list of all the alias names, and all I did was look on the list. All right, but here we go. Taste real fast. I gulp that down. Yeah, really woody. I noticed Crown Royal is presenting more and more wood the more I drank it over these weeks. It's a fascinating product. It's made with 50 different whiskeys. There's a honey note, and I think that honey note is the giveaway on that. Is Crown Royal the best in the world? No. If it was the best in the world, you think it'd be $23 a bottle? I doubt that. But you can get a $130 bottle of Crown Royal. That's one to try, but I'm not going to be throwing $130 here and there around the neighborhood just to buy a bottle of whiskey, you know? Okay. There you go. There's that. John Anelia calls it almond extract, which is not almond extract. But I think it's white rum that they add to it. Canadian whiskey is allowed to add other beverages to it. That's a fascinating thing on its own merits, that a whiskey could have rum, brandy, even bourbon from Kentucky, and wine like Marsala, Madeira, sherry, usually sherry added to it. And maybe I'm picking up sherry, cream sherry, or some kind of cocktail sherry. So, well, I'm going to call it because I don't want to hold up the show. The Crown Royal is very good. And honestly, the Canadian Crest is very good, especially with that nut oil. That's another thing about Sazerac. They have a taste that's almost like a nutty oil. Now, like pecan oil or walnut. Okay, here's the final rub on it.
Okay.
$5.99. Listen, $5.99 a bottle for the Canadian Crest versus $23, $22.99 for the Crown Royal. Now, do you think the Crown Royal is $23 a bottle versus $5.99 or $6 a bottle better? That's $17. I don't think it's $17 better. I'm sorry, Crown Royal, Diageo. I don't think it's $17 better. It's arguably better, but I'd just save I'd pocket the $17 and I'd get the Canadian Crest. But let's check the label and make sure I'm right. I'll be ashamed on the internet if I'm wrong. I'm gonna say this is Crown Royal. It is 8 out of 9 now. I got it right 8 out of 9 times, and I'm feeling good about that. And that's the Canadian Crest. So can you get a budget priced Canadian whiskey that's much cheaper than the mainline brands and still get a good product? The answer, in my experience, is most certainly you can. You can save a lot of money, and you can get a pretty good product that you don't have to feel ashamed to drink. So it's a winner by default. It's a winner by default, Canadian Crest, the winner by default. Although you could argue that it's not as good, but maybe $17 difference. So now, Ronnie, we're going to add Ronnie, and then we're going to go to James. He's going to talk about this exciting Japanese beer.
Nice. Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, guys. Brought a wine today. Pinot Grigio from Yosemite Road.
Yosemite.
Yeah, Yosemite. Yeah.
Yosemite. It's a zesty lemon notes, refreshing light body, crisp finish. And the ABV is let's see. I don't know. It says Pinot. Oh, it's 12.5%. Pinot Grigio 51%, and then Colombard 49%. That's how it looks.
I love all kind of wines. I love all kind of wines. Well, we're going to get to your showcase in a moment. So now we've got the legendary Ronnie S. from Florida, the legendary Alex from New Jersey, the legendary James Piana from New Jersey as well, and the legendary Ronald Sutton from Ohio. So we just need some people west of the Mississippi River. We've got that bad feedback. Sound like they're testing out electrical wires. They're going to get shocked. I think they're going to get electrocuted. Okay. I hope not.
Okay, here we got from Japan. We got the Lucky Cat, folks. White ale. Okay, 5% alcohol instead of 5.5%. Like the Lucky Chicken was a dark red IPA. This is an IPA, but it's white. Kizakura, Kyoto, Japan is the brewery, and it's imported by Mutual Trading Company, Los Angeles, California. So I'm going to pour it. And I know, oh, yeah, it's much lighter. It's a white ale. Yeah, that's why. And what I was impressed was with the Lucky Chicken, the same company, is that the head lasted until I finished it. Like all the way down to the bottom of the glass, there was a head. So that impressed me. And it's starting off pretty good. Like shaving cream, you know, it's like it's not dissipating at all.
No. Boy, that's hazy, and it looks nice.
Yeah, it's hazy, like like the New England IPAs and the Sierra Nevada IPAs. I like this. I like this company. Everything is like full-bodied, robust, and hazy, and everybody's accepted, including no evil presence. So we don't need that, but everybody.
No, we get enough of that. Yeah,
we got enough of that. But anyway, it looks good. Let me see how it smells. But the head is just like it's like meringue. Like if you're making a lemon meringue pie, it just stays there.
Yeah. Well, I love those pies. You know what's funny, James? People get a conniption fit over a foam in a beer. I don't know why they're so scared of foam. All you got to do is drink the beer underneath the foam.
That's
what happens. You go, you tip it, and when a lot of people say, "Whoa, it pours real good." Well, naturally, it's because of gravity. Where gravity makes it pour.
Right.
Like I just thought of a scene from Sanford and Son, and it was like the word "pour" was used.
I had to kill Ronald's audio. He had a lot of background noise.
Well,
okay.
You can definitely drink a lot of these. It's not as bitter and malty as the Lucky Chicken, the dark red ale, but I like this. This is a good summer guzzler. Summer guzzler. Not overpowering. It's very well balanced with the hops and I don't detect anything citrusy or fruity. Let me see.
No bubble gum or banana.
Banana, because banana is like a thick puree, right? Like a bit when you give a baby pablum, like a thick puree, like a baby. That's the Founders, right? Founders has a picture on the label. Founders breakfast stout. That's the one. He looked like Archie Bunker, the kid, Archibald. But anyway, but I like it. I mean, it's a summer guzzler. You could 5%. It's light. Budweiser. It's peasants for peasants.
Don't hate on my Budweiser. All right.
Well,
that's pretty cool that you. That's pretty cool that you got those Japanese beers.
Well, the same brewery too. I don't know if there's any other. They fear foam because they're ignorant. Well, they have a foam phobia. They're foamophobic. Hey,
I can't get over that. It's like, wow,
what
is the big deal with foam in a beer? Just drink the beer, man. Okay.
Maybe they're allergic to aeration in their stomach or something. I don't know. They're allergic to.
It gives you gas.
Tiny bubbles. Yeah. Maybe it's the gas that they avoid.
You're not when you have a lot of foam, you're not gonna get the gas because the gas is all in the foam and it's not in your stomach.
Listen, if they got a significant other and they have gas, you're allowed, because not when you first date them. I mean, later on in a relationship, the gas is allowed. But anyway, it's a light but flavorful and full-bodied hazy summer guzzler, and I haven't had any other white ales. I don't think so, but I'm going to give this amongst IPAs. I gotta be fair.
Well, it's not an IPA. It's a wheat beer. It's a wheat ale made mostly with wheat.
Oh, okay. So it's a Japanese wheat beer. All right. As wheat beers go, I'm going to have to compare it to the other great wheat beers I've had. I'll give it a 90.
Okay.
I'll give it a 90. I've had better. The German imported German variety. It's superior, but this is decent. So I'll give it a 9% out of 100.
That sounds good. 9 out of 10. That's good. Now, you want to tell us any more, Ronald, about the hen? Old Specklin? Got to unmute.
You're muted. You're muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Unmute.
There you go. Oh, no. There you go. Oh.
There we go. Now I'm in the chat, right?
Yes, now we hear you.
No, this speckled hen is really a good product. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy a malty beer, a Vienna style lager, but it's not considered a Vienna style lager. But it's dark and roasted. You get a lot of roasty notes in it, and they dry hop it at the finish, I guess. You can pick up that little hop. It's not resin. It's more of a you get it on your mouth. You can feel the hops finish dry, and beautiful looking head, good head retention. Yeah, I always have the cleanest glasses. Believe me, my glasses are clean. I can pour a head on anything. But this is an enjoyable product. I highly recommend it. And again, it's an A. 91, 92. How you going to differ? But I gave it a 91, and I'll stick with it. I was hoping Nina would come on, and because she mentioned about this product. Yeah. She mentioned about this product. I thought she came on and give us some kind of review on it or whatever. Her opinion.
Yeah. Perspective.
I hope she will. I'm sure she will. She's a good girl. She'll be on. Then your viewership will go up because nobody
Yeah.
wants to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, highlighting these stupid guys. Nobody wants to see this crap.
Usually when she joins, I'll have let's say I'll have 20 viewers, and when she joins in 2 minutes, I'll have 40.
Yeah,
That's
right.
a true story.
Mhm.
I believe it.
Oh, immediately. Yep, immediately. I believe it. Yep. She's a nice girl. I like her. She's a good girl.
Yeah, so
But anyhow, what's going on, Ronnie? Yes, you got that Corona? What's
the
your opinion
Yosemite,
of
and I had Corona yesterday. I have a Yosemite Road wine.
it tonight?
So it's a Pinot Grigio Colombard. I don't really know what that means. I think Pinot means dark, I think. Does Pinot mean dark?
No, I don't think so.
No, noir. Noir means dark.
Noir means dark.
Yeah. Okay.
You got Pinot Noir.
So there's Pinot Noir and there's Pinot Grigio. So the Grigio must maybe mean like maybe gray. If Noir means,
I don't like grapes. I like grapes. I don't like grapes. I like grapes.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what much to say about this wine. It's pretty good. It's my first time having it. I think I bought this for $2.99 for the can, 12-ounce can at 7-Eleven. 12.5, so it's kind of high. I mean that's high for a beer. I guess it's regular for a wine. It's a good sipper. It's got some taste to it. Just kind of sit back and drink it, watch the sun go down.
And canned wine is becoming like a thing now, huh?
Oh yeah, just like canned beer. It wasn't a thing like 10 years ago. People would only want to get the bottles. So the same thing's happening with the wine, I guess. It's just more like convenient, I guess, to have the can. Yeah. I don't know why it's taken off like that.
Then they have those Tetra packs, those soft plastic wine packs. It's like a little bag.
Oh. Yeah. I think they sell the Sutter Home in that. The little bottles. Those ones, like the little plastic bottles.
It's like a bag. It's like like a 12-ounce bag, and it has like a hard plastic top, and you unscrew the top and you pour it.
I never saw that.
It would fit like in a purse. Yeah, they call it Tetra packs. They sell them around. It's like an old wine bottle from the biblical days.
Yeah.
Because those wine bottles used to be made out of leather. These are made out of some kind of plastic compound. Now let's go to Alex. So what do you score that? Or if you want to score it, you don't have to. That's not required on Super Inclusive Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not going to score it then. I'm not really sure. It's good. I'll give it a favorable rating. How about that? Instead of a number.
You'd buy it again.
Yeah.
All right, Nina. If you're going to join, you got 22 minutes. So
the clock is ticking.
Clock is ticking. Now, Alex, do you have any pertinent information for us?
No, I don't.
What do you got, Alex?
My information is that I'm going to be doing my thing tomorrow morning. That's it. I have nothing else to do.
Oh, no drink tonight?
No, I wish I did.
That's cool. Cool. Yeah, so you're doing Stout Sunday, right?
Yes, I am.
What time? 10:30, same time, same place?
Yep, 10:30.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy it. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then Ron Terrio and everybody will be joining. So
I'm sure we'll see Michael Komaroff and Whiskey Scout.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
We have 21 minutes left. If anybody wants to join now, I'm going to go back to the big screen with all the folks.
There you go, Ron. Go ahead.
I like it better this way.
Which way?
With everybody.
Yeah, well, we were just showcasing people. Okay, now, guess what? We went on a road trip today. My friend David was like saying, now I don't know if I'm going to make a road trip to New Jersey, New York. It's like a bad time, man. There's like too much bad stuff going on.
Yeah.
And my friend David told me, I can't go. I said, well, heck, I meant to say that. I said, well, I don't know. I might just have to cancel the whole thing and just go see John Anile, who's in my region at least, the South. And
I was really looking forward to meeting you, Ron. I really was.
I'd like to go check out John and Neely. Maybe that would be
I'm not canceling.
pretty cool.
I'm not canceling. It is. It is cool.
If I can meet both of you guys up there in Georgia, that's not far from me.
What'd you say, Ron?
Now we can work on that. Actually, I want to get you some details. First of all, Alex, I'm not saying it's canceled forever. I'm just saying I don't know. I did find some really great hotel prices, believe it or not, in New York City, with free parking and free breakfast. Well, I guess their economy's so wrecked, like they gotta charge like 25% of the normal price, just to have somebody in the place before it goes out of business. It's so bad. But anyway,
they're so happy over there right now. They're like, oh, our cases are going down, and they're trying to talk about Florida now because Florida's cases are going up. They think they're big shots over there now. Oh, we stayed home for 3 months, so now you see what happened. Shut up.
Ron,
don't lie. You can't argue with science.
Hey Ron, did John give you my number? So whenever, if you do decide to come in next month or next few months, doesn't matter. I don't care when you come, but
it could be a year. It could be a year. It could be a year. But I'm not ruling out this year. I'm saying it's not looking too promising. Because my friend can't go with me, and that's a long drive. It's not like I'm going down the road to go visit somebody. That's like 1,300 miles. 1,300 miles is no joke.
That's true. Well, I mean, did John give you?
That's like that's a long beer meetup.
When I drove down here, it was 1,800 miles from New York.
But did John give you my number though? So whenever you decide in the next several months,
no, he never sent me any information. But he'll have to do that. He didn't send me anything. Now I want to show y'all two exciting things real fast. Give me just a minute. It's sad though because. No, I don't like Shiner Bock too much, Nina. It's so bland. I like Amber Bock.
I like that guy that was down in Bayview, Texas. He had it on tap.
Jake. Yeah, Jake. I like the Amber Bock and Ziegenbach a little better. Okay, let me show you something real fast.
All right, Ron.
So my friend David. Huh?
I said, all right, I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to show.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So then my friend David says, let's go to Savannah Discount since we on this side of the river and using your gas. I said, okay. I said, well, that's a long way from where we are. But I said, we go there, I guess. So we had to go all the way down that long road.
Where'd you take your road trip to?
The West Bank of New Orleans.
The West
I
Bank.
wanted to show my friend David. Yeah, West Bank of the Mississippi River, not the Gaza,
not the Gaza Strip.
The Gaza Strip's on the Mediterranean Sea, but the West Bank of the Jordan River. No, we went to the West Bank of the Mississippi River, and he says, I said, you want to see a secret Vietnamese neighborhood? He said, yeah. Now I know what he thought I was talking like I was crazy, So I took him back in there, and he's like, I'm amazed. He was like so amazed, I said, I told you, I know about all these secret neighborhoods, So then we saw another neighborhood. He was impressed, and then we drove down that long road, and then we went to Savannah Discount, and so he was buying stuff, and I said, why are you buying all that? Oh, it's a good price. Okay. So then I was looking for brandy because I ran out of brandy. So I got to bring in another brandy.
I'm shocked, Ron. I'm shocked. You never run out of anything, my friend.
Wait a minute. I didn't run out of brandy. I ran out of new brandies. I still got the Corbel and the Martell and all of that. But here's something I found on the shelf, and it normally sells, from what I found out, about $27 to $30. It's been on the market only 2 short years. But it's from France. It's called Brandy Saint Louis. Brandy Saint Louis. And I got this bottle It's 86 proof. I got this for $20.99. Normally $30 or 27 to $30. So I got at least $7 off. And I said, this is very exciting. And the lady that developed this says she's trying to make it like they made it in the 1900s.
Wow, that's
I'm
cool.
sorry. I'm sorry, the 1800s. I'm sorry, the 1800s, the 19th century. So I'm going to check that out. That's going to be very interesting. Okay. Here's another
is that
thing
a Dawn
I saw.
Busters one?
Oh, wow, you know that. Here's another one I saw.
Ooh.
Jesse James.
Gene.
American Outlaw Bourbon Whiskey. This is from California. Believe it or not, this is bourbon whiskey bottled in California, but I don't think it's made in California. It's only a 2-year age. But this is a whole liter. This is a liter. This is a bigger bottle, a liter, and it cost me $7.99. Savannah discount had it for $7.99.
Is that still around, Ron, or is that just an older bottle you found? Or I can get it around here if I wanted to try it. Outlaw whiskey from Jameson.
I don't know. It has a website, JesseJamesSpirits.com. It's a liter.
Wait a minute. Jesse James? I thought it said Jameson. Never mind.
No, Jesse James, a famous outlaw. Okay, now that's enough for my showcase, but I figured, what the heck? I'll buy this, man.
I love history, so maybe I'll buy it myself too. If I can find it.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested. It might be pretty good, you know. Now let's look at some comments, y'all. Ronnie got knocked off.
Ron, did you even check what I was trying to talk to you about, Huey Long? Because I truly believe they made a banana beers and different flavored beers out of that Kingfish beer. That's what I saw on the Instagram.
All right, wait a minute. I will check on the Kingfisher.
Not Kingfisher, Kingfish from Chafunka Brewing. Remember Chafunka Brewing?
Oh yeah, Kingfish. I'm sorry, Kingfish from Chafunka. Yeah. They're kind of expensive, and I have trouble getting singles. So I'm gonna have to see, because I don't want to pay a whole lot, you know.
Don't worry, Ron. You won't be wasting your money, because I love the beer, especially when it comes to my favorite governor, Huey Long.
Huey Long. Oh, James P. Madonna. Just to let you know that Alex, the beer master, his favorite political hero is Huey Long.
Why is that, Alex? Did you just happen to see a documentary on him one time and you got into it?
No, I watched Unsolved Mysteries, and I said to myself, Huey Long seems like a great politician, at least in my book. And then after I looked him up, I started liking him.
I don't know much about him. Wasn't he pretty corrupt and he got killed?
I mean, you can ask Ron. He could say he's kind of like corrupt, but not corrupt. It all depends on who you ask in Louisiana.
He's kind of like a Jimmy Hoffa type guy, right? He said he was for the people and unions and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if you go to Louisiana, you obviously see a building, a state capitol building, a new state capitol building. And
is that right, Ron?
Yes, and there's a big statue of Huey Long, and his body's underneath the statue.
He was the governor of Louisiana, and then he was a U.S. senator. Yes. He wanted to be the president one day, but he was assassinated in the state capitol in 1935.
Yep.
My grandmother went to the funeral. She said they waited out in the sun for hours. She said it was so hot. She was about 15 years old when he got killed, maybe going on 15. She said, well, I remember Huey Long.
The 40s?
Huh?
What decade was that? The 40s?
No, 1935.
That was close. 30s.
Do you know the date, Alex?
December 8th. No. September 8th, 1935.
1935. So he wasn't even around too long for the New Deal or any of that stuff.
He was governor. He ruled Louisiana for 7 years. Let's make that clear.
Yeah. No, I mean he wasn't around for the FDR term with the New Deal.
No,
only the first 2 years. He was a supporter of Franklin Roosevelt in 1932, but then he turned on Roosevelt and said Roosevelt was a fake and
Really?
Wasn't doing enough, and that we needed a real progressive, and of course he was the god. So then him and Roosevelt became enemies, even though they were both Democrats. And then Huey Long was assassinated. And
That's like Cuomo and De Blasio. They're always fighting. They're both Democrats. They
Always
can't
fighting
can't decide who gets more and more power.
De Blasio is a wimp because of his wife, speckled henpecks him. He's not tough enough with New Yorkers. You know, you got to break eggs to make an omelet. And
Well, Cuomo has a tough guy kind of thing, but
yeah, the other one is
screw him too.
And then
I would have called the National Guard as soon as the rioting started. As soon as public and private property was vandalized, burnt down, whatever, windows were breaking, I would have called them like that.
What's your opinion on that, Ron? With calling the military into the...
No, just National Guard.
Well, that's the military.
Well, no, every state has one. It's
every state has one, but it's actually still controlled by the federal government now. It's not controlled by the state.
It's under the control of the governors, but it can be placed under U.S. presidential control.
Yeah, of course
like
it can. You got guys going and fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan, and that's obviously under the federal government.
Right. It can be done. It can be done, but they are under the control of each state governor.
So what's your opinion on unleashing those guys into the riot?
Well, wait. Now, hold on. I'm trying to deal with different topics here. The last few minutes. Huey Long. He let's see. He was killed in 1935. My grandmother went to the funeral. Now, my grandmother used to listen to him on the radio, and she said, I used to remember him so well. You know, she remembered him so well. She said he would be on the radio saying, "Yeah, I'm stealing from you, but look what I'm doing for you." So,
I guess he was honest, at least, right?
That's what he said. Yeah, I'm stealing from you, but look what I'm doing for you. And then he made a famous speech about the Democrat and Republican parties. He said the Democratic and Republican parties was the same side was two sides of the same coin. And he made a speech called High Popularum and Low Papahirum. High Popularum and Low. If you ever look that up, you can look it up on YouTube. High Popularum and Low Papahirum. His speech about the two parties. And he said they had two patent medicines back when he was a kid in the 1890s, and one was called High Popularum, and the man sold it out of a wagon and said it was a fabulous medicine to cure all kinds of diseases, and it came off the bark of a tree. Now he said, now there's another medicine called Low Papahirum, and it's a fantastic medicine too. And he said, what's the difference between High Popularum and Low Papahirum? And the man said, well, you see, the medicine from the High Popularum comes off the bark of a tree, and they shave it off the tree from the top down. But the Low Papahirum, they go to that same tree, and they shave the bark from the bottom up.
Snake oil.
He said it's very different, very, very different. But, of course, what he was saying was...
Who killed him?
Cinnamon.
What's his name? He's a son of a doctor. No, he is a doctor.
Dr. Weiss, yeah.
Yeah, there we go, Dr. Carl Weiss.
Was it actually the CIA or what?
No,
is it one of those things?
But I don't.
Well, there's no CIA. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I still don't think Dr. Carl Weiss killed Huey Long.
So who do you think did it?
I think the bodyguards shot him because they accidentally shot him. I don't know. It's a mystery.
Yeah, back then they didn't even have all these secret intelligence things as far as the federal government. So it might not have been one of those like JFK type things.
Oh, it's a somewhat of a cover-up. No one knows for sure who really shot Huey Long.
Maybe it was the state government.
You never know. And then after Huey Long, it was Earl Long.
Oh yeah,
brother Earl.
His brother. He was
Yeah.
governor right after him?
Yeah. No, a couple years after Huey Long, not right away.
Yeah, Earl Long was governor 4 different times.
Sure was.
4 different times, and he was famous for dating a French Quarter stripper named Blaze Starr.
Yep. You got it.
He was famous for.
I think Alex knows more about the Louisiana governors than the New Jersey governors.
He does. Alex is a master of beer, but he's really a master of the Huey Long family.
Yeah.
Well, like I
And,
said, I'm really looking forward to trying that beer sometime in the future and actually drink it with you, Ron, because then we can say Huey Long,
Okay.
everything.
Who do
And
you
who
think?
are the
Alright,
two
so who's worse?
Who are
Huey
the two
Long
famous
or Phil Murphy?
I can't hear. What'd you say, Ron?
Phil Murphy.
Phil Murphy is the governor of New Jersey right now.
Yeah, I don't. He's nothing like Huey Long, I don't think.
I don't think Ron is a big fan of Huey Long.
No.
He knows about him, but I don't think he's a big fan.
Well, let me make this clear. The reason why he knows about him, it's his state, but also his family actually knew of Huey Long or knew Huey Long. So that's the reason.
I knew a lot of people that actually knew Huey Long personally,
Yeah, there you go.
and Earl Long as well. Personally, I didn't meet either one because they died before I was even born. But
Well, he died in 1960, Uncle Earl.
Right, Earl. But you've got John Kennedy in the background, and you've got what other president in the background?
Well, not
In the background?
There's Robert Kennedy.
What do you mean? Oh,
Kennedy.
Alex's background.
Yeah.
And you know a lot about the Kennedys too, right?
Yes, I do.
I know about the Kennedys.
And you know what? And I know I know of other governors of Louisiana. I know Earl Long, and then Senator Russell Long, which is the son of Huey Long, and then I know a singer named Jimmy Davis. I know of him. Governor Jimmy Davis, Buddy Romer, which Buddy Romer was in the past 10 or 15, 20 years, not Jimmy Davis, obviously.
Edwin Edwards.
Edwin Edwards. And
What was the comment before Nina right there? Keep people in line. We do use them. All right.
And then we had Jimmy Davis. You got Edwin Edwards, which I think Huey Long and Edwin Edwards are the two famous populist governors in the state of Louisiana. That's what I'm getting at. At least
Yes, that's right.
So they're keeping people in line.
Well, no, because Edwin Edwards said himself that the people think that Huey Long and Edwin Edwards himself are the most famous governors. Yes.
Yeah, they are. Now, I'm not a big fan of all of that stuff, Ronnie, but of course, you know my attitude toward rioters and looters and people tearing down statues is a very ruthless attitude, and
I'm not for that either.
It's
I'm
probably
not
a
for
good
tearing
thing
down history. You know, I was thinking that with the statue thing. Okay, so like George Washington owned slaves. Fine.
Right.
You're gonna take down a whole statue, or maybe you can, whatever. Things have changed. You can make a plaque next to the statue, maybe, and say, say whatever you want to say there, in a respectful way. But to actually go and rip down statues like you're ISIS in the Middle East, tearing history apart, it's kind of ridiculous.
Abe Lincoln.
That's what I was thinking about it.
They want to take down Abe Lincoln.
I'm sorry, James. What?
They want to take down the statue in Massachusetts of Abe Lincoln.
Why would they take down Abe Lincoln? Isn't he the guy who freed
Let
slaves?
me finish. Because there's a slave at his feet, like looking up. He's at the base of the statue, looking up at him like, I have my freedom because of you. That kind of look. They want to tear it down. Again, historic monuments being destroyed.
Maybe they should just stop making statues, right? They're going to be teared down 100 years from now, so just stop doing it.
Stop making statues. Stop making Aunt Jemima pancake syrup. Stop making Uncle Ben's rice. Stop this. The Yosemite Sam doesn't have his Colt 45s anymore.
Elmer Fudd. Yeah,
And I really wonder. Speaking of statues, and I've been afraid.
it's funny. It's funny, but it's not.
I've been afraid of
But
these.
now,
No, I've been afraid because I hope they don't take down Huey Long statue. That would set me off.
They won't because he's a progressive, right? And he didn't ever own slaves.
No, but you never know with people.
yeah, but he did not stand up. He did not stand up against segregation, so he would be
okay,
considered
yeah.
politically.
Yeah, he's on the bad list.
Are they going to take the statue down, Ron? I hope they don't, because that's been on there as long as Huey Long has passed on, or at least I don't know.
I would not
Be
expect
surprised.
that to happen. But I'm like Ronnie saying, take down all statues so that everything's politically neutral. Take down
No, I
Martin
didn't
Luther
say
King
take them all
statue.
down. I said start making new ones.
Yeah, I say take them all down. Take down Martin Luther King Jr., smash it with a hammer, throw it in a river. Take down.
You'll be killed for that.
No, I don't see why that would be offensive to anybody. He did bad things in his life. He wasn't a perfect person.
He
made speeches.
He was an adulterer, right?
Yeah, and he made speeches that I disagree with. So I think that's perfectly fine to tear that down. Tear down all presidents, all historical figures, all musicians of any race.
But why would you want to do that, Ron? You want to erase history? I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm just curious. I don't argue. I just
and then people could build their own private monuments in their yard, out of view of anybody, so they don't get triggered. And you could have your own shrine. I have many personal shrines here. So then,
like the lawn jog.
then the other, well, those are different because they're not commemorating any famous or infamous people. Well, you see, we're just using absurd logic to explain how these cadres operate.
But Ron,
I use oblique humor that some people. I use oblique humor that goes over the head of many people because they're not
dry sarcasm, dry sense of humor.
Right. But a lot of people are thick-headed and they don't get it. And they'll say, I heard you on the internet saying take down all statues. I'm going to tell everybody. I'm like, okay, well.
I've been told I have a dry sense of humor.
Well, no, Ron, I'm not against you, Ron. That's your belief and that's that. And I like you either way. So, yeah, that's how I've always said.
No, he was being sarcastic.
Wow.
He's talking about censorship and fascism, like that whole.
True that.
Right, I wasn't being totally serious. Now, what's going on today is very similar to what happened in China in 1966 to 1976 in the Great Proletarian Cultural Revolution, where they had this outburst of mania, where these socialist cadres went around demolishing thousands of, artifacts from thousands of years old, artworks from the prehistoric days. Because they said it wasn't a socialist. It didn't have socialist value.
Same thing. ISIS did the same thing in the Middle East with statues that were thousands of years old.
Yeah, the same thing as ISIS. Same thing as the Taliban. You're thinking of the Taliban. Same thing as the Taliban.
No, I'm thinking of
ISIS.
I'm not thinking of the Taliban.
Oh, yeah, ISIS did that too. Yeah, ISIS, that's right. ISIS did that too. Taliban did that in Afghanistan.
Shit, they did.
The Red Guards did it in China. These modern American radicals.
Well, there wasn't even that much history in Afghanistan, and where ISIS was doing it, it was in Iraq, and they were taking down the Sumerian statues, which is the Sumerian stuff is the cradle of civilization. When back in like 4000 BC, those were really old statues. They just destroyed.
Right, you're right. I was confused.
And Ron,
you get all these. You can go to any country in the world and find common maniacs. You can find common maniacs in any country.
And Ron, you did say when you were a kid they did this as well, and I'd never dreamed that would happen in my lifetime. Again,
the Clintons. Well, all right, hold on. Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama created ISIS.
Oh, I didn't know that.
To say that.
Okay.
Well, at least they helped. They were a big help.
But
He had
didn't
a
you say,
hand in it. Yeah.
hey Ron, didn't you say something similar to this happened when you were a kid? I thought you said something. I don't remember what it was, but you said something on a live stream.
I don't remember anything like that. No, I don't remember anything like that.
Oh, I thought you said something about some revolution or something. I don't
I don't
remember.
remember. I know. I don't remember any cadre. I don't remember any cadres running around smashing statues while the police stood by and did nothing on orders from a neoliberal governor. No, I do not remember.
I might have misunderstood you, Ron. Sorry about that.
James P.
Yeah,
Madonna talks a lot about.
the Trump administration is doing nothing about it, right? He acts like he's a tough guy, and all he does is whine, right? He tweets that he's being come at from all different sides, which is true. But I mean, you're this big tough guy, and you got voted in for that. Do something about it, man.
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what a president can do about it though, because a president is more of a figurehead. The governors on the ground have to do something, but they're kind of they're pretty corrupt.
Ron, I'm curious. For 4 months we talked about coronavirus, and then
we're still talking about it, Alex.
Right, I know, but it's not as in front as it used to be. It's more now about the statues getting knocked down, the riots.
Yeah, 2020 is a disgusting year.
Sure is. I cannot.
Well,
wait.
one good thing about 2020 is that it brings out, it showcases disgusting people who are too cowardly to show their face, the scum of the earth, who won't show their faces. They're tough.
Well,
they're tough.
You know why they don't show their face? Because they have their profile picture is totally black. Right? That's the thing they do now. So you can't see their face, obviously.
No, I mean when they're out there on the street, running around like a tough guy,
Or they have a mask on, so you can't see their face.
Right.
And
they're not brave. We could talk about people in the past that acted a fool back in history, but they didn't wear a mask. They were out there acting a fool, showing their face at least. Yeah, they are playing all their cards, and they're gonna crap. They're gonna what do you call it in poker?
They're gonna crap their pants.
But what do you call it in poker when you flame out? You
show your hand. Is that what it is?
What is Nina talking about? Nina's talking crazy on this.
I was gonna say, I think what's going on now is gonna push a lot of people who are in the middle or whatever to basically go the Trump route as far as voting. Very similar to what happened in '68 with Nixon when they called it the silent majority.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, that's probably true. Now CNN and Fox says he's beaten. He's got no chance. Everybody's going to run behind Biden because of all this social disorder.
No.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I know James got some ideas about it. Before we get off the air, what are your ideas, James? I don't know what Ronald's doing. He's off doing something. What do you think, James? James has a lot of ideas about it.
Well, I'm not a fan of the Democrat Party, the DNC, at all. Since 2016, I don't like centrist Democrats. I think they're deceptive, and they tell people what they want to hear because they're pandering for votes. They're corrupt. They're on the take, like when Amy Klobuchar, the nasal twang woman and shit with the shakes.
What happened to her? She was entertaining.
Pete Buttigieg with the wine.
I miss those debates, man. I wish we can go back to those days.
Centrists. They sabotage Bernie Sanders because the DNC is in bed with the oligarchs.
And don't forget Bloomberg. He was there too.
But wait a minute. But didn't Bernie Sanders decide to drop off? He should have stayed in the ballot, but he didn't. He dropped out.
Well, he could have ran like he always runs as an independent, or he could start a third party. But I think Bernie Sanders. I'm surprised his wife didn't ball him out. But I bet Bernie Sanders got his palm greased. Like in 2016, he dropped out, supported Hillary.
Yeah.
Now he's behind a touchy-feely Joey Biden, Uncle
Yeah,
Joe Biden.
exactly. He disappointed a lot of his followers with.
But I don't want to be mean. If that's the case, then Donald Trump will win.
Yeah, well, American politics.
Bernie Sanders, he wanted to be friends with everybody.
Oh, wait, James. What now? James, American politics.
American politics. The two major parties are that corrupt, unfortunately. Between Mitch McConnell and even the Democrats, they're not working for the 98%. Let's put it that way. They're paid off by the top oligarch, top 1%, 2%. I'm not talking about milk. I'm talking about politics.
Paid off by the Fed, man.
Yeah, well, the oligarch, the New World Order, whatever you want to call them, the Rothschilds, all those families. The media. That's another talk show. The media, the American mainstream media. You got Dr. Fauci changing his mind every week, every month. Wear the mask. Well, you don't really have to wear the mask.
Does he wear a mask?
No, I've never seen him wear a mask. Never.
Does he?
Oh, Fauci?
Yeah.
I never seen him with a mask.
I haven't either.
Never. I've never seen.
And they say, why isn't Trump wearing a mask? Why isn't that old man wearing a mask?
Same thing. Never seen him wear a mask.
What happened was, I got to defend the Trump and Pence in terms of hydroxychloroquine. The actual protocol internationally that has worked wonders in a short period of time in other countries is hydroxychloroquine with at least 200 milligrams of zinc. And what happens is the virus has a fatty membrane, and the hydroxychloroquine forces the zinc inside of the virus, and it stops replicating. It works. It works wonders. But the big pharma in the United States, and Fauci was, I think, representing them, they're pushing for the vaccine because hydroxychloroquine and zinc are very inexpensive products. They can't make a fortune off it, but they can make a fortune off the vaccine. All right? So they're pushing for the vaccine. And that's the deal with that. So
what was the last comment there?
So Trump is right.
That was Ozzy.
The media.
No, the one after that. That one is true. Yeah, but the one right after that.
Mr. Abrams is right. You
do not need a mask if you're socially distanced.
That's true because the respiratory droplets, both air.
You don't need a mask at all.
Well, then open your mouth like a blue whale and say, "Hey, give me your droplets. Let me have your drop." If you're closer than 6 feet apart, and you have no choice, you got to have.
You don't. You don't.
China is.
You don't have to have a mask.
China's completely opened up because they follow the rules. China.
No, they haven't. Didn't they just shut down recently?
No, don't listen to that prop. No, I was talking to my friend from Shanghai. The school.
Well, I hate to interrupt because I like to talk about this kind of stuff. Y'all know me, but Ronald disappeared. I don't know what happened to him, but I'm still here. But I'm getting off the air because tomorrow morning I'm going to do a Dawn Busters for Sunday. I've already done Mondays. Then we'll do Tuesday. Now, once I'm finished with the Canadian whiskey, then I'm going to pivot over to Scotch. And I've got James's suggestion. I listened to his advice, and I bought Grant's.
Oh, that's right. You did get a bottle of Grant's.
Yeah, I listened to what you told me, and I bought it, and I got a good deal on it too. Yeah,
so Glen Silver is another bargain, also not as cheap as Grant's, but Glen Silver's.
Yeah, I haven't seen that around here. Sad to say, but we got people commenting left and right, and we like all their comments. We like everybody watching this. We like everybody joining Super Inclusive Sunday. I mean Saturday. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, it's an S, right? It's a weekend day.
Weekend day. So,
hey, Ron, I'm sorry that I'm a little far away from John, because otherwise I would meet you over there too.
Oh, come on, Alex. You don't have to be sorry.
It's not your fault.
Nothing to be sorry about.
It's just a matter of distance and money and just practicality. I mean, if you lived close to me, we'd probably get together all the time. But New Jersey is far. I mean, I could drive. I live closer to Mexico than New Jersey. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he could be from the Yukon Territory, right? I mean, somebody
Right.
be from somewhere. Everybody's from somewhere, you know.
Well, Ron, just let me know. I mean, obviously, John's going to give you my number, and regardless, whenever it may
Okay.
be, you can talk to me.
I mean, literally, I can drive to Mexico faster than I can drive to New Jersey, because I can get to Mexico in 10 hours and I can't get to New Jersey. It takes me a day and a half, you know?
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Okay. What happened to the wall that Mexico was going to pay for? This isn't even brought up anymore.
Well, Donald Trump said the wall is getting built. That's
No,
what
he doesn't say that anymore.
He did.
And if he is,
months ago.
it's too late. He said he was going to do it, and his term is done. Right? He got elected president. He didn't do it. He failed on that. And then I want to say something about Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders.
It's a disappointment.
Yeah, right. He was. He wasn't in it to win it. He had, you know, whatever. He had all these things to say, and he was building up his base and his followers. But Elizabeth Warren comes at him and calls him a sexist pig or whatever. And this is supposed to be his friend, and he doesn't do anything about it. He denied it. He said he didn't say it. But then he's talking to her. So if this is your friend, right, that says this about you, you're still that's lying about you, basically, because you said it was a lie.
Well,
you're still gonna be her friend and talk nice with her.
What Bernie Sanders said, because now I call Bernie Sanders raisin balls on my show. That's his new.
Yeah, he wanted. I think so. My final point on him is that he wanted to be friends with everybody. He wanted to be friends with Joe Biden as well. He called him his friend numerous times. He didn't have any fight in him, so he wasn't gonna fight to win.
No,
he wanted to be everybody's friend.
He's a wimp. He when he was young, he looked like a geek. You see the photo when he was arrested.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Bernie Sanders was never in it to win. So anybody that followed him got fooled. They
and he had a lot of people that did follow him. I'm not, you know, a Bernie follower, but I could understand where his followers were coming from. I understand.
Yeah, they bought into him. It was almost like a cult, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But he sold them out. He sold his followers out. He sold them out like they were a bunch of chumps.
He did. He did it after they donated money. He sold his followers out. And he has no.
He sold them out in 2016. He sold them out in 2016,
and again this year.
He turned around and sold them out in 2020. He's a dishonor to his movement.
He better not come around in 2024.
He has no intestinal fortitude at all. His wife should beat the hell out of him, punch him out. She's big enough. He should be ashamed.
A lot of effort.
Raisin Ball Sanders on every show. I say it 1,000 times. You know, it's disgusting. People donated all that money, and he made a bundle during the campaign, and you know, of course.
Yeah, and for what? So he could give what? So he could give it to Joe Biden, who he claimed was the establishment that he fought against. Yeah,
well, I've been friends with Joe for 30 years, 40 years.
Joe Biden, he likes to inhale young girls and scalp from behind, and as he's hugging them. That's Joe Biden.
My favorite of all that Democrat bunch was Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard. She put the issues that were more important to the forefront. She didn't get enough media coverage, but she should have.
She was a traitor. You know.
Centrist too. She's a centrist.
She wasn't a centrist at all.
Gabbard, she wasn't in bed with the military industrial.
No, she was against freaking Hillary Clinton. She sued Hillary Clinton because she called her a Russian asset.
That's right.
Yeah, she was anti-war. Yeah,
she was anti-war,
and
that's why she wouldn't. Nobody wanted to hear what she had to say.
Right, we got to get off the air because it's 19 minutes late. But it was such a fascinating discussion. You hate to shut it down, you know. But y'all take care. Remember, if you ever want to join the most inclusive hangout show on the whole World Wide Web, we are here for you
in the world.
Hey, Ron, I'm curious. Obviously, you can shut it down. I'm not. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just you can. I don't. That's up to you.